What do your friends say you should be doing right now?
Fucking getting laid. I've tried making the first move twice, and I'm never doing it again.
Okay,
ever.
tell us those 2 times. Talk to me. How did you make the approach?
I sent him a meme saying, "Slap it on my tongue while I look up at you."
Whoa!
Right? I know. They only want you when they're 17. When you're 21, you're no fun, and it's so true.
Whoa!
It's deep.
That's a bit young.
No, but it's like it makes sense. It makes sense. When you're younger, you get hit on. When you're older, you're like you're used goods. That's how they see you.
Just used goods.
Literally.
Yo guys, welcome back to another episode on my channel. I'm sitting in this spot, which means I've got a great conversation lined up for you today. You know, on this channel, we love to talk about all things relationships, dating, and seeing what we can do to attract the kind of person and relationship we want. So without further ado, please welcome back to the show, Charlie.
Hey.
Come on, girl. I see you.
I'm back.
I know. How you doing?
I'm good.
It's been a minute. When were you last on? About a year ago?
I think it was just over a year, yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to dive in, see what's been going on, see if things have changed, see if what the landscape has been. So, you know, I love to jump straight in. So first tell us your age or your age range.
Yes.
And something a guy should know about you if he's going to take you on a date.
I'm 28, and I think a guy should know about me is very down to earth, very real. Yeah.
Do guys like get that wrong about you?
I think so. Yeah, people think that I'm just like this. Like ditzy girl. Like
okay.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm very like down to earth.
Yeah. Do you feel like with the guys that you attract, then do you think that does it feel more surface level because they have this impression of you?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like when I'm actually start talking about stuff, like about me, and they're like, oh, okay, like you know about that stuff, like yeah.
Okay. What about you? What kind of guy do you find yourself drawn to?
Twats.
Standard.
Honestly, I don't know what my problem is. I don't know. I've been single for like 3 years. Last person I spoke to, like it didn't really go to plan.
Okay.
And then we just left it at that. And that was over a year ago. And I haven't spoken to anyone since.
You haven't spoken to anyone since?
No.
I feel like, because I've seen Charlie a few times since then, and I feel like there was an event we were at, and there was a guy kind of there that I think you were kind of talking to.
Was this Halloween?
Yes. Was that?
This was, so that's actually, how can I actually explain it? So there was him.
Yes.
That was just a little fling.
Okay.
And I thought that it was going to be more.
Right.
But it wasn't. This is why I can't do one night stands.
Okay.
I can't do it.
Just lay that out.
Honestly, I can't do
out.
it. And I can't.
So what do we class as like a one night stand? Is it like you met that night, you went
No,
home with them,
I can't.
or?
I've never ever met someone on a night out and then just gone back with them and slept with them. I can't do that. I knew him before.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously,
of course.
like spoke before, and then we was at that event. And
So there's been someone since a year ago then?
One person. I've been celibate for a year and a half.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a celibate queen.
Is that like an intentional choice as in, okay, I'm not going to sleep with anyone, or is it just because you've just not met?
It's kind of just happened. I feel like, obviously I've had options. I'm not like...
yeah, I get you. I feel you go.
But I feel like because I'm so busy and I just keep myself to myself, I go to work, come home, I don't like really have the time. And I've tried messaging guys. I've tried making the first move twice, and I'm never doing it again.
Okay,
ever.
tell us those 2 times. Talk to me. How did you make the approach?
So the first one is a bit crazy. Let me tell you. I won't tell you that one. Let's skip to the second one.
I want that one. We want that one.
No, this
You'd
one.
have to say names.
I won't say names, but this one I was just feeling like, fuck it.
Yeah, 100%. Those are the best ones.
No, I wish I didn't.
Oh, really?
So basically I was at work, right? And I was with my girls, obviously. We was all talking. And they're like, mate, you need to get laid. Like, come on now. Like,
I love how girls have this conversation. Guys, we know we have this conversation, but we never think girls do. But yeah, it's okay.
Even all my sisters are like, Charlie, mate, you get laid. Like, come on. I'm like, fuck.
Why? They just see you holding that tension in?
I'm like ovulating 24/7. That's honestly how I feel.
She is ready.
But I'm so picky, and I feel like because it's been so long, I'm even more pickier. Like the longer it's been, the more
selective.
the more selective I am.
Okay, so tell us about this guy.
So I just thought, fuck it, right?
Yeah.
We've spoke before, not really spoke, but like we've liked each other's stories and like we've had each other on Instagram for a while. And then I just sent him this meme, like risky. Like,
What meme was it?
I really wish I didn't send it. I really regret it. It was just one of them like kinky memes, you know.
Okay.
I would read it out, but it's a bit explicit.
Yeah, go on.
No, I feel like I can't.
You can. Just give us a like, yeah, read it.
Right.
Let's find out. Hey, listen, because it might work for someone. Someone might be watching this
honestly,
and thinking,
don't do it. Don't do it. I felt like a twat because he hasn't like. Wait, let me.
I want to know.
So I see this meme and I thought, oh, I saved it.
Yeah.
And
wait, did you save it as in? Did you find it so you could send to him?
And I was like, oh, okay, saved it. And then I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to send it. I'm just going to send it to him.
Yeah.
It's a bit much. I'm not going to lie.
Go on.
And this is why I'm kind of feeling like this is why I didn't like go through with it.
No, go on.
So actually, he was at a so he follows the same kind of pages that I follow. This is what made me want to do it.
Right.
Like sex parties, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
For someone who's celibate, I did not expect you to be following those pages.
I know. This is why whenever I say it, people don't believe me. Like, yeah, okay, a year and a half. All right.
Okay.
But no, so I sent him a meme saying, slap it on my tongue while I look up at you.
Whoa!
Right? I know.
I mean,
no, I just thought, fuck it.
Fair enough.
I just
intentional.
Thought, fuck it.
Know what you're about.
Yeah, just is what it is, right?
Okay.
And then he was like, oh, okay, is that how you're feeling? And I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna lie, I was shaking. I was like, oh my God, what have I done? As soon as I sent it, I was like, I'm unsending it. And the girl's like, no, don't be a pussy. Like, you only live once.
Very true. I agree.
It is. Well, actually, you only die once, you live every day. Someone told me that before and I was like, oh God, that's actually true.
That is true.
It's
all right,
true.
I'll give you that too.
So I was just thinking, like, you know, fuck it. Could die tomorrow. Like, and I've got a year without it. Not
Very
happening.
true.
So I just sent it. And then, yeah, he was like, oh, okay, like, is that how you're feeling? I was like, I'm down if you are. He was like, I'm definitely down. When are you free? I was like, oh, yeah, I'm free.
See how easy it is for girls?
No,
so easy.
It's not. It really ain't. It really ain't, right? So I was like, oh, I'm free on like this day and this day because I was quite busy because of London Fashion Week. And he was like, oh, I'm in Miami. I'm free this date, this date. So I was like, okay, yeah, like let me know when you're free. Let me know when you're back in England. And then he didn't message me back. And I was at work and doing the bottle work.
Yeah.
And I posted a story and then he commented to the story saying, oh yeah, like looking good. And I was like, oh, when you free next? And I felt like I was begging it. I felt like I was really, yeah. And then he was like, oh, I should be free like this time, blah, blah, blah. I'll message you. He didn't message me again. So I thought, wow, I wish I didn't send it because he ain't on it.
No, I'll tell you what, right? I'll tell you what.
Wait, can I say one thing?
Yeah, go on.
I feel like I think he thinks that I'm just like that and I send that to loads of people and I'm just a whore. Like, that's how I feel like he thinks that I am.
He just thinks
when
I'm
it's the
a
opposite.
whore.
Yeah.
No. I don't think it's that. So I'll tell you what I genuinely think it is.
Okay.
First off, I want to say I'm actually proud of you for sending it. I'll tell you why. First off, I think more women need to have the courage to make a move if they want to.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
They definitely need to have the courage to. Yeah, there's a way you can invite a guy to make a move, but more women should be able to make a move. This is 2025, man. Like, you know, you don't have to be sitting at home twiddling your thumbs, right? But what we have to realize is that, first off, one, he was like, yeah, I'm down. He was like, I'm ready. It's not because he thought, I don't think he was judging you. It's probably just because there's someone else on the scene.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, because he was expressing that he's down. He's like, when are you free, etc. But if there's someone else on the scene, right, then it's just kind of like, and you don't know, they could have been dating each other for like 2 months. Like, maybe they're not exclusive yet. So he wouldn't be doing anything wrong, but like, he can't really invest in anyone else, right? So it could be like, yeah, he's down, but obviously whoever he's seeing obviously just gets his energy is more prioritized there, which is probably why you wouldn't have heard from him. But it's definitely not because he...
I highly
doubt it. Even if he did, he would still go there.
Do you think?
100%. 100%.
So I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one because so girls are smart, okay? Girls find out fucking everything.
Do they?
He's hid me from his stories, which makes me feel like
There's
he does
definitely a girl
have
on
a
the scene.
girl.
Or
multiple.
I told you.
I feel like he's a massive fuckboy and he's got like loads of different girls. This is what I think.
That
because
very
he's in
much could be
Miami,
the
then
case.
he's in LA, then he's in like New York, now he's in I don't know where he is.
Yeah, maybe
You know?
maybe he's got girls with different area codes. Maybe that's the
Yeah.
thing.
And why hide me from your stories? If you got a bird,
How
just
do
say.
you know he hid you?
Ah, girls
wait.
are smart.
I have a question because, and I want to find out about the second approach. That's really important. But I have a question because I only realized recently the detective work that girls do.
It's not even. It's easy. It's actually
Like I
easy.
just don't. I don't get it.
Sometimes it's just common sense. Like wow, like boys are dumb.
Okay, but how? Okay, explain to me how you found out that he hid you.
Because I'm giving everyone a little insight on this. So when someone hides you from their stories,
But how do you do that?
their story highlights disappear. When you hide someone from your stories, you can't see their highlights. They all disappear. Because they kept disappearing and reappearing, then disappearing. So I hid my stories from my friend. And she was like, oh my God, all your highlights have disappeared. I was like, wow. Because they come from your stories. Your highlights saved on your Instagram come from your stories. So if you hide someone from your story, their highlights disappear. So if anyone's highlights disappearing, they've hid you from their story.
Holy shit.
That easy. And I'm like, right, I don't give a fuck if you've got a bird. Obviously, I would never go there. I'm not saying it like that.
Yeah.
So just say it. Just be like, sorry, got a lass. Or just don't hide me from your story and I'll see that you've got a bird.
Yeah, but do you know what? But do you know why he hid you?
Why? Because I'm an option.
Well, because
if he does,
because he doesn't want to close the door.
Yeah, so because I'm an option.
If in fact anything, I mean, I'm not saying what you did was great if that's the case, but if anything, that even shows more about how he's really down. Because if he wasn't down, he would let you see his story, just like, oh, I have a girl, so I can't, whatever.
Yeah, but how long has it been? If you really was down, you would have messaged me by now.
I know, but this is what I'm saying. Like, maybe he probably hasn't got on the scene.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Sometimes it's like, sometimes it could be like where a guy doesn't want to shut the door, but he doesn't want you to think he's not available, so it doesn't close.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's great, but it happens.
It does.
It happens. Tell me about the second approach.
The second one, I keep touching that. So this was more of a like, it's not as like crazy as that. So we matched on Tinder actually. We matched on Tinder.
Yep.
And then he followed me on Instagram and like we was talking on Instagram. And I felt like I was just carrying the whole conversation. I felt like I was the boy. I felt like I was like, oh, that's what you're doing. Oh, how's work? Oh, da da da.
Yeah.
Like, it was really weird. I felt like you just weren't interested.
Yeah.
It's like, why match me if you're not gonna pursue it? It was really weird, right?
Yeah.
So then I actually said, I was like, oh, like when you're free, let's go out for a drink. And when I sent that, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna unsend it. Like proper scare and checking my phone every 2 minutes, see if he's read it, yeah? And then like I was so nervous, like proper anxiety. And then he was like, because obviously I work in an airport, I work crazy hours.
Yeah.
I've been up since 3 a.m. I messaged him this, I think it was like 9, 10 in the morning. Bear in mind, I've been up for like 10 hours. So I was like, oh yeah, when you're free, let's go for a drink. He was like, oh, thinking about alcohol already? Like, what, you're an alcoholic? I just thought, what?
Oh.
What?
So random.
I'm asking you out for a drink and you're calling me an alcoholic. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, it was just really weird. Like, it was very strange. And then I was like, what you on about? And then he was like, oh yeah, come to mine. Like, let's have some drinks. I'm not coming to your house. I don't even know you.
Yeah.
And second of all, why are you going to invite a girl that you don't know to your house? That's just putting me off you. Like, what are you doing?
I mean, 100%, but guys will shoot their shot to see if they can see you.
But I'm not coming all the way to your house when I've never even met you before.
Yeah,
And then I made a bit of joke out of it. I was like, mate, I don't even know you. Like, you might kidnap me. Like, I don't know you.
Exactly, no, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
And like, it was just dry. The conversation was so dry.
Was it? Do you think?
I even said to him, I was like, your chat is dead. I messaged him. He was like, oh, sorry, I've been at work. I'm like, so am I. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And there's a saying, if he wanted to, he would, which is very true.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? I think there's like, welcome to being a guy.
Yeah, but like, it's shit.
In terms of like, so do you know what's funny?
But why
like,
match me though?
Huh?
Why match me though?
Do you know what's so funny? Guys say this all the time. Guys get matched. Okay, first off, most guys hardly get any matches, like very few matches. And then even when they do, like, what's that? There's that episode of Diary CEO with this old American white guy, but he's actually here. And he was saying about how for the average guy, right, I'm going to butcher these stats. You're probably going to correct me in the comments. For the average guy, he has to swipe over 200 times to get one single match, right? And out of that single match, he has to message 20 girls to get one coffee date, right? And out of the coffee dates that he arranges, out of 5, only 1 will actually turn up.
Is that really like legitimate though?
For 100%. For the average guy, 100% for the average guy. Most guys really don't get that much attention.
I get that, right? I completely understand that. So many boys have said that to me.
Yeah, it's true.
And I've made the first move. I've tried. And it's made me feel like a fucking idiot. Like, I feel
So it's funny, you made the first move twice. One of the guys was down, and they were both actually down, right? So you kind of didn't really get rejected. It just didn't follow through.
No, his chat. If you read this chat, you'd be like, come on now. Like, you're
at least he was
not
talking
interested.
to you. Right? On it, for a lot of guys, their experience, like, some guys don't even reply. Most don't. Like, I guarantee you out of your Tinder matches, let's say you probably got over 200-300, right? I guarantee you only responded to like 10.
Yeah, probably not even
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, I know, yeah, but...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Listen, keep shooting your shot, man. 100%. Because here's the thing.
I feel like twat, it's ruining my ego, man. Like, it puts me down.
Don't let it put you down. Like, rejection is part of life. But the thing is, for every, and it's not even rejection, really. One is just like, you know, kind of sounds like a bit of a sneaky link. The other guy just sounded like proper low effort. Fair enough, right? But for every rejection that is, it's not even rejection, but for every rejection, no, you're getting closer to the yes.
Yeah.
That's how you have to see it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because the thing is, how many guys have you rejected? Let's be real.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, but they're all weirdos. They actually are, most of them.
Okay, you said you've become like more picky and selective. So what are you more like pickier about now?
I don't even know. Like, I can't explain it. Like, if I showed you my DMs, you'd be like, okay, yeah, fair enough. Like,
what do you mean? Like
they're all just weirdos. For me, I feel like I can't make the first move regardless. I feel like I can't do it.
You can, you just did.
But I feel like it ruins it. It feels like I'm more interested than them. I'd like a guy to want me. Like, that makes me like...
But how can he want you if he doesn't know you?
I know.
The only really strong intention he can have if he doesn't know you is that he wants to sleep with you. Which is like,
that's true.
Let's be honest, you're used to that. Guys want to sleep with you, right? So it's like, how can you know?
With me, it's so weird. Like, I want to have sex, do you know what I mean? Like, It's been a fucking while. But I can't just go and sleep with someone. I can't just go and meet someone and sleep with someone.
Are you like, okay, I hear that. Are you like wanting something like really proper serious, or you just kind of like, I just kind of want to get my needs met because I'm a busy girl?
Yeah, I'm in so like two different minds. Part of me is like, come on, Char, like, you're the only one in your whole family who hasn't got kids. All my friends have kids. They're all in relationships.
Right.
Getting on now. Like, I'm going to be 30 in a few years.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, I need that like relationship. I need that, like, you know.
How much does like a woman feeling that she needs a relationship? Because I think it's very common. Like, it's so normal and natural to get to like late 20s, especially as a woman, mid to late 20s. You just kind of like, yeah, I kind of need to, you know, start choosing someone to like sow seeds with, right?
Yeah.
How much of that is because everyone around her is? Because like, if all your friends were like all single, would you feel the same level of pressure?
Yeah, see, this is what I mean. This is why I'm in literally two minds.
Yeah.
Like, half of me is like, yeah, settle down, get a nice boyfriend, I've got my place, like, build it up with each other. And the other half is like, fuck it, just go Ibiza and just fuck, like, have threesomes and go sex parties.
No, do not do that.
I wouldn't, but do you know what I mean? I just want to have fun. I want to experience shit that I've never experienced.
Well, I would say, actually, to be fair, okay, I would say,
I've never had a girl's holiday. I'm not saying I want to go on holiday and just fuck.
You kind of did say
that.
But
I did say that, but I don't want to. Like, it's so like, I mean, it's such a weird.
I get you. I think there's like, I think your heart's like, I'm ready for someone.
Yeah.
But I think also at the same time, like, well, until that happens, girls gotta eat, boy.
I know. Like,
girls gotta eat.
I know.
The thing is though, like, okay, so, because the thing is, especially the networking events we go to, right? There's guys there that, you know, if you stuck it on, you'd be like, cool.
I feel like, nah.
Really?
Well, yeah, there is, obviously, because of before, but I can't. I feel like when I'm going to these events, this is like networking for me. This is like work for me.
Okay.
If I just then go and sleep with every Tom, Dick and Harry that I think's fit.
Not every single one, but you just want to be like, cool, we have this arrangement.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want that name in that group. That's what I mean.
Oh, I see.
Everyone talks. And I don't want to be like, oh, that's the girl I slept with. Da, da, da. Do you know what I mean?
But it's okay if it's only one.
Yeah.
As if it's like 3 or 4.
It's already one.
Well, yeah, but that's like over a year ago,
Yeah,
like
I
year and a
know.
half. That's
pretty much the last time I had sex. That weren't the last time, but a week after, no, January. January was the last time I
this
slept with
January.
someone. Last January. It's
Oh,
been a
last
year
January.
and
Oh, I thought you
4
said you had
months.
a one night with my guy
In October.
7. Yeah, that's like 7 months ago. No.
Nah, that weren't this October.
Oh,
That was
what?
last October.
No. Oh, 2 Octobers ago.
Yeah, that weren't this October.
Okay, no, when I asked you about someone recently. Then that's because we've seen each other at an event like within the last 3-4 months.
I
Has it
ain't
been
been
before
to an
Christmas?
event. Yeah, I ain't been to an event in ages.
Well, I'm getting old, boy. The time is
I know,
going.
time flies by.
No, but it can't. But I've definitely seen you like within the past 6 months at an event. It was Lane 7.
Possibly. Yeah.
There was a guy there that was talking to you. He was
Oh,
trying to move to
he
you.
was on me, but I went on him.
Oh.
I thought you was talking about something else. No, it weren't nothing like that. He was just a friend. Like,
Oh,
he was
deep.
sticking
She
it on me,
friend-zoned
but
you, bro.
No,
I'm sorry.
no.
Talk to me. I help you.
No.
I help you. Okay.
No.
Because the thing is, do you know what's really fun? Like, a lot of guys be watching this. They'll be looking at you. Obviously, like, you're a gorgeous girl. You're fun. You got a good vibe and stuff. So they're going to be like, is she really struggling? Like, is she really struggling? Is she really trying? Like, okay. For the guys who don't know, because the guys, like I said, for the average guy, like they really struggle. Like you think this is struggling. For them, it's you kind of have it on easy mode, Charlie. I'm gonna be completely honest with you compared to a lot of guys. Explain the experience of why you feel like you have an abundance of options, yet no one's a real choice for you. Because I think that's something that guys struggle to understand.
I feel like they're just not me. I feel like it's not even that they're not my type. I feel like I'm not their type.
What do you mean?
Like there's this guy, for example, who like really likes me, and it's like, I'm not your type. I'm not your type. I'm not what you're looking for.
Why?
He's very calm and like, how can I explain it? He's very like quiet, shy, like soft. I need like.
So that sounds like more that he's not your type. That's what.
No. I mean, like I like stuff that he won't like. I like heavy. I like jump up, dirty drum and bass. I like.
How do you know?
I just know. I feel like I'll scare him.
Have you? Okay. Has he asked you out on a date?
Not yet, but I feel like.
Okay. If he does, when he does, you should go.
Do you think?
100%. Go on 2 days with him. Just 2. Just 2.
Yeah, but I'll know from the first though.
Doesn't matter. No, you won't. The reason I say that, I always say you should go on 2 dates. And the reason I say that is because 1, he might just be really nervous the first time.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh my gosh, I'm going on a date with Charlie.
But I feel like he's nervous already.
Exactly. You know, okay, 5 minutes ago, you literally just said, I just want a guy who like really wants me.
Yeah,
this is a guy who
but
really
not scared
wants
of me. I feel like he's scared. I feel like if I stuck it on him, he'd be like, oh.
I'm finished.
Yeah, like.
So, rock his world.
But
because he will do anything you ask of him.
Yeah, but I don't want a yes man.
Not a yes man. You know what I mean. We're talking about in the beginning.
Yeah.
But first, you should definitely go on 2 dates with him. Because 1, first date, you might just be a bit nervous. Cool. Second date, right? You're going to be a bit more comfortable with each other. Yeah. And the thing is, because some people are great daters, but terrible partners.
Yeah.
But some people are amazing partners, but they're just terrible daters, right? So that's why it's always good to give a little bit of a chance. And if you're saying that there's a guy who's basically saying that he really wants you, he wants to get to know you, he wants to do the stuff with you, like what have you got to lose?
I know.
Realistically.
I mean, I shouldn't just straight away turn it down. But like, even like he shook my hand and he was like, he was scared to touch my hand.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I felt like I was going to break him. Do you know what? Like, I feel like I need like...
You know what's so funny? You're going to go on a couple of dates with him, eventually get into a relationship. And then 2 years down the line, you're going to be like, this man used to shake in my presence. Now nothing.
Yeah.
So you know what, Charlie? You better enjoy it while you can. You better enjoy it while you can, girl.
I know, to be fair, when you say it like that, it's like, oh, fucking hell. Like, he obviously thinks I'm like really attractive.
He thinks no, it's not even that, but he probably just thinks you're amazing.
No.
Give him a chance, man. Whoever he is, whoever you are, bro, if she goes on a date with you, you're welcome. Okay. What's something you want to chat about? So anything you want to bring to conversation today?
So why does men's body count doesn't really matter, but women's body count does? So if a girl slept with, like all this, if a lock
Oh,
unlocks loads of keys or whatever it is, she's a shit
She's
lock
like-
or something like
she's
that.
like, well, all this like keys and locks and openings and
But I
whatever
feel like
it
that
is.
saying is just so like stupid.
If you're loving this episode and these kinds of conversations, then I want to give you something. We recently launched the Kits Angels community. This is a sisterhood for women who are tired of what the dating scene has given them and are ready to take their love lives to the next level. It's a space for you as a woman to not be alone in your journey to love, where we learn, talk, and share our experiences as part of a strong sisterhood, with some leadership and guidance from yours truly, of course. Not to mention never before seen videos from me on how I've led dozens of women to meeting great men. And so as a thank you for watching this episode, I'm giving you a month's membership completely complimentary on me. Just click the Kits Angels link below, and when you join the group, message me the code phrase Angels Podcast and I will pay for your membership. Now back to the episode. Why is it stupid, John?
Because it is. What's the work? What is it? A key that unlocks many locks is a good key. A lock that opens to many keys is a shit lock, or something like that.
Yes.
I could just say a toothbrush that cleans one mouth is a clean toothbrush, but a toothbrush that cleans many mouths is a dirty toothbrush. That's exactly the same thing. It's the same thing.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. But yeah,
So
it's
like,
different.
why is it though?
Okay, I will explain. But first, let me ask you,
Okay.
why don't girls care about a guy's body count?
I feel like they do.
Okay.
I do and I don't. I do, like, how can I explain it? If someone,
Because
if
you're
I
right
met
with the
someone-
toothbrush analogy, like that's a grim
It
toothbrush.
is,
So
yeah.
so why
So
don't
what-
why don't girls care about a guy's body count? Because if anything, you should care.
Yeah, I think they do.
Do they?
Yeah. I mean,
How
I do
much?
anyway. I feel like, because if I met a guy and they're like for me, your past is your past, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But if they're like, oh yeah, I slept with 500 girls, I'm a bit like, right, so you're like, you just fuck everything then.
Yeah.
Like, you'll fuck anyone.
Yeah.
So what, you got no standards. Like, so I'm like, that's
For sure.
what makes me feel like, oh, okay.
Okay.
But if they're like, yes.
Okay. So basically, both men and women both care about body count, but the threshold is just different.
Yeah, but why? Why does that like matter so much?
Okay, shall I tell you what it is?
Yeah.
It's not about some guys, it's a number, sure. But it's actually not about the number. It's about what the number represents.
Sorry to butt in.
Go on.
I actually read a thing and it's saying if you multiply the amount of people you slept with by your age, if it's under 2, then it's good. If it's over 2, you're
You're sketchy.
Easy, yeah. Mine's 1.7. Mine's shit. Mine's not even at 2. Not that I want to be at 2, but
Okay.
But does that make sense? The amount of people you slept with by your age?
Times by your age.
Or divided by your age or something like that? Or so I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. The
And
number
it
of your
kind of
age
makes
divided
sense
by
because
yeah, I get
I
that.
might have, I'm not saying I have, but I might have slept with like 15 people like years ago and only slept with 2 people in the past 4 years.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean, just because I slept with like 17 people,
Yeah.
but I've only slept with 2 people in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
You know?
I hear what you're saying. Yeah. It's not about the number, it's what the number represents.
Yeah.
Okay. And one thing that guys find really attractive in a girl, long term, casual, he doesn't care about this. Long term is that, you know how you're more more sexually selective now? That's really attractive to guys.
Is it though?
Yeah.
But I feel like if I say, oh yeah, I've been celibate for a year and a half, they're like, oh, frigid.
So they might think if they're only looking for something casual, then yeah, the guys who are just looking to fuck around, yeah, it'll turn them off. But the guy who's like looking at you like, oh, potential, maybe there's something here. Maybe she's like potential girlfriend material. And you go, yeah, I'm a bit, I don't just share myself easily. That's really attractive.
But a year and a half, I feel like that puts people off.
They might ask why.
If I went on a date, I wouldn't tell them.
I get that. But do you know, I think what guys interpret is that you've had so much dick that you had to take a break. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but I haven't. I wish I
She's been so
fucking
ran
did.
through.
No,
You're
I
like,
wish I
my
did.
pum pum needs a breather.
I've slept
for a
with
year.
like.
Don't
3
tell us your number.
Oh, no, I'm not telling the main.
Okay, cool.
It's not like a big
So
number.
I'm trying
but
to-
I'm saying
I'm trying to
I've slept
save
with 3
face.
people in the past like 5 years.
You freaking hoe. How could you?
I know. And one was my ex, and I don't count.
But yeah, it's about what the number represents, because the blunt truth is that guys really value women who don't share her body easily, right? So that the number represents her relationship with her body and with sex. Yeah. It's kind of like the equivalent is like when sometimes guys will come to me and be like, oh, why do girls care about like what job I do? Why do they care if I'm successful or not? Why do they care how much money I make? Right? They're all freaking gold diggers. And while there are maybe some women who are just justifiably gold diggers, right? What I say to them is that it's not about how much you make, it's what the number represents. Because if you're a guy and you make really good money, that tells her that you're ambitious, that tells her that you're driven, that tells her that you have a plan, that tells her that you're going somewhere. So it's like the number represents certain qualities about the guy.
That makes
right?
sense. Yeah.
So when it comes to body count, for guys or for girls, right? When it comes to the body count, the number represents that person's relationship to how they share their body and with sex. And for guys tend to be they care a lot more about a woman's relationship with her body and sex and who she shares that with comparison to girls do. Because girls care about a guy's body count, but you just care if it's like crazy high.
Yeah,
right?
not actually the number itself. Yeah, that actually makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because the thing is as well, and this is why I was like, don't go to Ibiza and have a foursome. Don't do that. But it's like, for example, you can ask an average guy, would you rather the girl who has slept with 8 guys, but they've all been in serious relationships, or the girl who slept with 6 guys, but 4 of those guys was from an orgy? He would take the girl who slept with more guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not even necessarily the number. It's her relationship with sex and her body and how freely how, loosely she shares that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
And I think I completely understand why for a lot of women that's why it's like a point of contention. Why does it matter? That's my past, that's my history and stuff like that. But a lot of the time we look at someone's past to try and get an idea of what the future might look like. And sometimes people change, people go through different stages, that's fine. But a lot of time like if you met a guy and he'd been in 3 relationships and he told you that he cheated on every single relationship, are you telling me you wouldn't think twice about what relationship would be? Right. Yeah. He might be like, oh yeah, I know, but that's my past, babe. That's my past. You might be like, I get that's your past, but you didn't do it once. Yeah. You didn't do it twice. Literally. You did it 3 times.
And I've been cheated on in every relationship I've been in as well. So that's like a massive
100%. Yeah, 100%. So that's why it's kind of like, does that mean he definitely cheat? No. But if you have the same 2 really good options potentially, and you value who you give your heart to, your energy to, right? The guy who shows an experience of maybe indulging in certain behavior that doesn't contribute to a long-term relationship, you're going to think twice, But also, even when it comes to body count, I might get some pushback on this. Guys are a lot more liberal today than they were before.
What do you mean by that?
As in so before they might be like, if she slept with more than 5 guys, I'm out. Yeah. Now, people...
I don't know. I feel like now men are like, well, what do you bring to the table? Men are little bitches these days. Honestly, I've never been courted in my life. I've never been wined and dined and let me do this, let me do that. I've always done everything myself. I'm very which I don't mind. I'll do it all myself. Yeah. But I've never had that guy that's like, oh, don't be silly. I'll do that for you. Yeah, but I'm going to be honest, Charlie. It's not because you can't have a guy do that. It's because how you date them doesn't provide the space for him to do that. Why?
Because, for example, if you are... Okay, first off, right? If you're going to share yourself easily and quickly, it's not going to... you're not going to be courted like that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you know that, yeah? Okay, cool. So, the second thing I would say is that do you invite him to pursue you? So, for example, instead of being like, oh, we're going to go for a drink, you could be like, if he's like, hey, what are you up to this weekend? Right? And you're like, oh yeah, I finished work Saturday at 4 p.m, but I'm free from 6. What did you have in mind? And he goes, oh, okay. Well, why don't we do this? And you're like, great. Tell me what the plan is. And then he makes the plan. Yeah. Instead of being like, oh yeah, great, cool, let's go here and do that. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to date in a way where you're taking up the space in terms of making the plan, in terms of taking the lead, because I get it, you want things to move forward, then it doesn't you don't provide the space for him to do that. So what you can do as a woman is you can invite him to do that for you.
Yeah.
Right? And that's part of how you tap into your feminine. And when you tap into your feminine, you get that masculine service.
Yeah. That's actually really smart. Oh my God.
I'm here all week, people. I'm here all week.
No, that's actually like, that makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, are you thinking of times where you're like, oh, I kind of...
Yeah, because I'm not forward, but I'm very like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm free this, we can do that, you know?
I get you.
Instead of inviting him to offer me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah.
It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like, I always give the example of being in the supermarket, right? There's a jar on the top shelf. Yeah. Now you're reaching for it. Now you could get it yourself, right? You could get it yourself. But you could go, hey, babe, do you mind getting that for me?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, of course, babe. And he gets it for you. You go, thanks so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Right? You've invited that masculine service into your life.
Yeah.
And the thing about men, Charlie, is that they don't fall for you based on how much you do for them. They fall for you based on how much they do for you.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Because the more he's investing in you, the more he's justifying why I'm investing in her because I like her.
Yeah.
Right? But then if you don't give him the space to do anything...
Yeah, that's my problem. I will never ask anyone for anything, even if it is to get a jar down.
Why?
I'm a tall girl, I can get it. Do you know what I mean? I can do it myself.
I'm just giving
if
an
I can
example.
do it, I know, but for an example, I don't know. If I could do it myself, I'll do it. I would want them to see me do everything myself. Like, nah, let me do it.
So here's the thing, right? I understand that.
Yeah.
But by you showing that, and I'm not saying you should stop doing everything, right? But I'm saying this is a dynamic that you can play with a guy where you can invite him to do things for you, right? Because once you show that, if you're just going to do everything, then he's just going to sit and be like, cool, she got it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, do you know? Yeah. And it's not even like, I think it's okay to be like, no, I don't need you, but I would, you know, I could do this myself, babe, but it'd be so much more fun if you did it for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that dynamic is part of, because the masculine is naturally generous. So if you provide the space for him to be generous with you, he will be generous with you if he's a masculine man. The guys who what is? And here's the other thing as well. This is also part of how you vet a man, because you want to see, can he be that man for you?
Yeah.
But if you keep doing everything, if a guy is maybe, you know, he's cool, but he's not that energy, that vibe, who takes the lead, who's that masculine man in that sense, then you don't really know if he can do that, or if that's in him, if he's about that, if he's capable. So this is what I'm saying. Part of, I know you can do it yourself, 100%, but part of how you vet a man is providing the space where he can do it for you, invite him to do it. And then if and when he does, then you go, okay, is this the kind of man that I want to be doing that for me? Because I've spoken to girls before where they'll be like, they start the relationship doing everything, right? And like you said, it's like you want him to see you do everything and be like, no, babe, let me do this for you. Let me help you with this, right? And then he doesn't. And then 6 months in, you're like, why didn't you offer to do anything? Right? Why didn't you offer to help me in certain way? Why aren't you being that gentleman guy? And I completely understand why you would want that.
Yeah.
But to him, he's thinking, we're 6 months in. I've not done this from day one. Why are you asking for something different now?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
He thinks she's just changed what she wants now.
He's just changed your mind. Now you're starting on me.
Do you know?
What?
Yeah, exactly. Whereas you've
that.
always wanted that. You just didn't allow him to do that in the beginning. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even though you can do it, Charlie, invite them to do it for you. You should. Let me ask you something. What do you think you look for in a guy now that you didn't look for in a guy 2 years ago?
I don't know. That's quite a tricky question, because I feel like not a lot has changed for me in 2 years, apart from obviously being celibate. But,
yeah. Do you see guys differently now that you're celibate? Do you see anything differently since being celibate?
I don't know. Like, when I say a year and a half, people are like, fucking hell, like, you all right? like, I notice people trying with me more. Trying it on with me more. Because now I'm like, oh, you just want to fuck. But really, they probably ain't. Because that's in my mind.
Right.
Because it's been so long.
Right.
You know? Like, it's weird. I can't really explain it.
Okay.
But it's weird. So for me, it's so weird. Like, I don't know. I don't even know where I was going with that.
thought came in and she was like, I shouldn't share that. I think the only reason I'm asking is because I think a lot of the time, not everyone, but a lot of the time, you know, when you're, you know, because I'm 31 now, right? So when you're like dating, especially when you're younger, you're just like, cool, who's someone that I have fun with?
Yeah.
But then when you start, you know, thinking about the future and like, okay, you know, this is kind of what I look for. You're like, okay, the things that I looked for before, that actually really doesn't matter
Yeah.
for something long term. Do you know what I mean? It really
Yeah.
doesn't matter. And you go, oh, I actually look for X, Y, and Z now because this shows that they're going to be a good partner, good whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you feel like your type has changed or not really?
Yeah and no.
Okay. How's it changed?
Like, obviously, I don't know, I can't explain it. I've never really had a type.
Okay.
I've always been by personality, like 100% personality. Obviously, I have to be attracted to you.
Okay, so yeah, but that's a huge part.
But,
That's a huge part.
But, yeah and no.
Me, I don't really have a type. It just has to be personality. I mean, I have to find her attractive, but I don't really have a type.
Yeah, but that's like, I can find anyone attractive. Do you know what I mean?
Can't. No, you can't.
Yeah, I can.
Don't lie to them. Don't give them false hope.
I can name like 5 different people that I find attractive that are completely, they don't look alike.
They may not look the same, but they're probably attractive.
Yeah, but
Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, go on. Okay, so how's your type change?
I feel like I'm looking for the whole package rather than just a boyfriend. I'm looking at the future as well. You know, I'm not just looking for a boyfriend. I'm looking for someone that I know that, it's going to get deep, but
go on.
About kids, I know they're going to be a good dad, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, how they treat women is a good example of how they're going to
treat you.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
But are there things that you feel like you've let go of? Or you kind of like, okay, that was my type before, so I want that and this?
I don't know, not really. I'm quite like, I've had like the same kind of mindset for a while. Like, I've been grown for a long time. Like, I want someone that I can grow with.
Yeah.
You know, rather than just have a little relationship and do things with. I want someone that I can grow with.
Yeah,
like,
I get
do
that.
things together and move in together.
What do your friends say you should be doing right now?
Fucking getting laid. They must be getting laid.
I feel like that's like just the phrase of this episode. Just how we need to get Charlie laid. That's just.
I'm not desperate, guys.
She ain't desperate. She got a lot of options. I've seen, but she's just very, very picky.
Yeah. Like,
what is the difference between, for those guys who are watching, if you want to disclose this, what's the difference between seeing a guy be like, cool, you're just be fun, and be like, okay, you're going to be husband. So you've said the husband, to be fair, about good with kids.
Yeah.
How he treats women.
The main thing is maturity. You can be 30 odd and you can literally be like a 16-year-old, like just so immature. But then vice versa, you could be 19 and you could be like, fucking hell, like I thought you was like grown, like you're very mature. Maturity is a massive part, I think. Yeah. 100%.
I get that. Would you ever date a guy younger than you?
Younger than me? I don't know. I've always said no. Because I quite like older guys. Okay. Because I've always like, oh yeah, they know more, they're more mature, but they're really not. Like, they actually ain't.
Probably depends on the guy,
yeah, I think it is. It all just depends on the person. Yeah.
Okay. Good. The only reason I asked is because I've spoken to some girls where they're like, they get hit on a lot by really young guys. Yeah. I feel like a lot of guys, especially around my age, start to get hit on by really young girls as well. Yeah. Like, me and... All right, if they watch this, it is what it is. Me and my boy, we were at Soho House. This is a few weeks ago, right? And these 2 girls just came up to us, be like, "Hey, sorry, sorry to bother you and stuff, but I know this is really high school girly, but my friends think you guys are really cute. Are you guys single? Do you want to like come over and chat to us and stuff?" And they were like 22. Me and my boy were like, he just turned 30. I'm 31, and it's like, who are these young girls just coming out the woodworks, boy? But I think
out of nowhere.
Literally, but I think that happens for both men and women. Like you get to a certain age where like this younger start.
This is actually kind of what's worrying me. I see a video, right, and it's pretty much saying that I've had my prime. I'm old and dusty now. No one's gonna want me. Pretty much, like pretty much. Like older guys go for younger girls. Which is true.
But younger girls go for older guys. That's what you just said.
Yeah, but now I'm like, well, what about me? Like, what about me?
But I mean, the guys in their 30s, they're older.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't know. I feel like I'm past my prime now. I don't think that. I see a video and it made me think, oh, is that how guys are seeing me? Because I'm a bit old.
What did the video say?
I think I saved it, and it was pretty much like a cartoon describing how life is for men and women.
Yep.
And when women are in their like 19, 20, 25, they're in their prime, right?
Yep.
That's when everyone wants them. They're fun, they're free.
Yep.
That's when everyone wants them. Whereas men, when they're in their 30s, 40s, that's
Yep.
when they're wanted because they've had their career, they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, shit, that kind of makes sense.
She's like, I've missed the
I've
fucking
missed
boat.
all the fun. I've had my prime and I weren't doing nothing. I was in my flat.
You didn't
doing
use it
nothing.
responsibly, Charlie.
Yeah,
okay,
that's what I'm like, fuck.
Okay, some cold reality here. That's kind of true, but this is what I'll say. A lot of the time when I see that, they go, okay, cool. If you're like really, really attractive girl, once you hit like 30, you're fucking off a cliff.
Yeah.
That's not true. So like if you're really attractive when you're 26, 27, 28, you're still going to be attractive women 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, right? If you look after yourself, just maintain, you're still going to be attractive, right? I think the only thing is that, yeah, it is stereotypically that I guess you'll probably get more. I think it's for the average woman, she gets most of her attention from guys when she's in her like early to mid 20s, right? Just the most of the attention. That doesn't even necessarily mean it's the right attention, but it's probably the most attention.
But you know what's crazy?
But that doesn't mean that she doesn't get attention at all, like throughout her 20s, 30s, maybe even 40s. It's just that it's like, okay, instead of having 1,000 guys in your DMs, maybe it's 500.
Yeah.
But that's still a lot.
Yeah. It's crazy because when I was young, like I talk about it all the time, and it's quite sad. Like I got hit on more when I was in my uniform than I do in my work uniform. Do you know how crazy that is?
Yeah, that's kind of mad.
I got hit on way more when I was in my school uniform.
By like, how old were the guys who were hitting
Older,
on you?
younger, my age, all of it. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
all my
that's actually
sister's friends, like my older sister's friends.
Yeah.
Every time I see them in the street, like, oh, you're right, Charles, like, here's some money, da da da. See them now, they walk past me. It's like, what the fuck? Do you know how weird that is?
Yeah.
I don't get hit on. When I was younger, every day.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how weird that is? And there's actually a song, and it's quite deep, and it says, they only want you when they're 17. When you're 21, you're no fun. And it's so true.
Whoa.
It's
I mean, that's a bit young.
No, but it's like, it makes sense. It makes sense. When you're younger, you get hit on. When you're older, you're like, you're used goods. That's how they see you.
Just used goods.
Literally.
So here's the thing. There is an element of, like we said, truth in a sense that you might just get less attention as you get older. Sure. Because yeah, guys and girls prime, right, come at different season in their lives, right?
Yeah.
But here's what I would say. One, the amount of attention you get now would be you get way more attention now, even more so than the most attractive guy out there.
Really?
100%.
Why?
Because beauty is very powerful in women. So
Clearly not,
you're comparing it back to what it was.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, yo, you're thinking back then it was here, now it's here. But I'm saying most guys are here.
Really?
100%. 100%. You will still have, I'm gonna be real with you. Even the most average looking girl, like you're a gorgeous girl, right? Even the most average looking girl gets way more attention than the guy you think is attractive. I promise you.
I don't know.
I promise you.
But what makes you think that though? Is that like legit?
Because, okay, if we look at, for example, dating app statistics, right? Which is the most objective. Sure, it's shallow, right? But it's the most objective. Most girls can get abundance of matches on there.
Yeah.
Most guys definitely cannot get that. Definitely cannot. The average girl swipes like 5% of the time, 1 in 20. The average guy swipes 1 in 2. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even the most average girl generally has more opportunity, more abundance than some of the most attractive guys. But with the most attractive guys, because they've worked on themselves to become desirable, successful, attractive, confident, they're so used to going after it, they don't mind going after it to get some options. You went after it twice and you were like, I'm done.
I'm never doing it again.
I'm never doing it again.
Never. No,
Do you know what I mean? And the other thing I was going to say is that most guys will never reach the level of abundance that you will have up until you're 40.
Yeah.
Like most guys will never be that guy that is attractive, success. Like most guys don't get to the point where they have options with more than one woman. Usually they become more attractive as they get older, but unless he's working in himself, his fitness, his confidence, his mindset, his business, whatever it is, then he's not, you know, the change isn't going to be that drastic. Do you know what I mean? So I know you feel hard done by, but believe me, it could be a lot worse. You're actually in a very good position.
I just feel like I'm going through life waiting for some dream guy to just be like, yeah, I want you. Because obviously I can't make the first move. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it.
Charlie, you
and
can.
I feel like I want someone to make the first move.
You've got a guy trying to make the first move right now.
Yeah, but not really. He's too scared.
No, just give it a chance. That might be very endearing. In fact, you know what, right? If he's so scared, he's still asking you out, that shows he has courage. That's a really good quality.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Or do you want the guy who's like, I could take or leave?
Yeah, obviously not. Yeah, I don't want that. I know. I need the guy in between.
No. You see, can't please a woman too much. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. I'm just joking. I'm just playing. Charlie, mate, this always flies by. We'll have to wrap it there. We have to wrap it there. I know. We'll get you back on sooner this time. 100%. But if people want to find you and any guys watching this who want to slide into them DMs, where can they find you?
Instagram is charbrayshaw96.
Perfect. And what you got coming up? What can they find you doing?
What have I got coming up? Just some photo shoots. I was meant to do a TV show that flopped. Oh. Yeah, massively. I don't think I've got anything big coming up at the minute. Okay,
cool. We'll keep an eye out. Yeah. Well, guys, go give her a follow, give her a like, keep an eye out. You never know. Well, Charlie, we appreciate your energy. As always, thank you for coming on. Guys, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode.